Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go. Right out of the gate on a Wednesday. Of course, a hump day Wednesday, meaning we're halfway through the work week. We've got the weekend within view. And really, as we go through the rest of your work week, the forecast is looking good. But that weekend that's coming to within view, that's when the weather changes do arrive. We've got a cold front on the way, chillier temperatures for the weekend. Could even be a few rumbles of thunder around the area late Friday into Saturday. What's the latest details on all of that? Again, we'll get you caught up here over the next few minutes. But first of all, again, on this Hump Day Wednesday, the only thing you're going to notice today different than the last several days, it is going to be an opportunity of some high-level, very thin streaked cirrus cloud cover. In the grand scheme of things, that's not really going to be a big deal whatsoever. Again, we had that very weak little cold front come through yesterday, so it did edge our temperatures back, at least today, for daytime highs, right around 63, give or take, around the Metroplex today. The morning, it was very similar to the last several mornings, right? These were your actual morning lows. Again, most of North Texas well above freezing, a mix of 30s and some 40s around the area. Even though we did have a freeze yesterday up in the Denton area, you can see this morning everyone above freezing. And in fact, DFW 43 for a morning low, and almost balmy here in Dallas. Dallas Love 46, again out the door earlier this morning. So radar, we're completely quiet in North Texas. We're completely quiet in the southern plains. In fact, most of the country remains unusually quiet for this time of year. You have to look well off to the northeast to find a few windswept snow showers there. And then again, also coming on the Pacific Northwest coast. This is what's getting my attention. This, what you're seeing, will eventually move down into the southern plains. And that will be our next storm system. That will be our next cold front. And again, that's what's going to bring the weather changes again as we head into the weekend. But between now and then, still today, Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, even into a good part of Friday, it's all about this ridge, this ridging pattern. And of course, through the summer, you hear me mention ridge so often. What does it typically mean? Quiet weather, generally clear skies, milder temperatures. And in fact, that's everything we're going to be seeing over the next several days. The only exception to this, as that storm system does begin to approach from the northwest, the winds will begin to pick up. In fact, breezy tomorrow, becoming pretty windy even as we get into Friday. So that storm system coming in from the northwest, of course, this is the time of year we got to start looking at the air mass. Where's it coming from? Is it continental air? Is it Canadian air? Is it Arctic air, right? Those are the big questions. And you can see just looking around the country, no real intrusion of Arctic air anywhere. In fact, you truly have to look well off to the north, up across parts of Canada. And again, up there, you'll see we've got Canadian air, number one, yes, in blue, but the real Arctic air, right, in the pink is still well off to the north. So again, even though the storm system, again, is coming in from the northwest, it will have a pretty fresh batch of Canadian air with it. The bottom line is it is not going to be an outbreak of colder air. Again, simply put, we're just turning chillier as we head into the weekend. In fact, you can see it right here. It's this storm system, again, coming in from the northwest. You can see the dip. You can just kind of follow my finger. There it is. Again, you can see by late Friday and then on Saturday, just whips right through the area. Again, drops that cold front in. And like I mentioned, we do turn chillier for the weekend. It's definitely going to feel more like December compared to, well, really what we're going to be seeing over the next few days. Now, the only caveat to all of this, there is going to be an opportunity of maybe a few thunderstorms around the area. Now, I want to be real clear. In North Texas, I've only got a rain probability at about 20%. There's not a lot of data that shows any storms necessarily developing in North Texas. But for Friday, number one, as that storm system does approach off to our northeast, you can see eastern Oklahoma, even over into parts of Arkansas. The Storm Prediction Center does have a risk of severe weather. And then as we get into Saturday, we may see a line of storms develop and then push off to the east. But again, you can see just on the modeling, there's an opportunity off to the northeast. That would be your Friday. And then again, as we get into Friday night, Saturday, here comes the front. But again, you can see it appears as though the front lights up well off to our east, right? So details are important, still a few days away. We'll track that carefully. 60s for daytime highs. Humidity very low today, right? The air mass is extremely dry. Dew points today only in the 30s. As you plan your Wednesday evening, temperatures basically through the 50s. We're dry. No real weather complications. Another chilly night overnight with temperatures generally in the 40s. And then even as we go through tomorrow, Thursday, temperatures milder tomorrow. We do kind of whipsaw back up into the 70s. And again, you can see going forward in time, Friday, just ahead of that front, we're even talking about highs in the mid 70s. And there it is, turning cooler as we head into the weekend. We've got more coming up. Stay with us.